And it's another video. This time again it's Densha Otaku. Will I ever check if it's right or not? No, probably not. This is this video's thing. Class 90 on the left, Class 91 on the right. Both by Hornby. I don't actually have a lot of info on these. The 90 is a loco that was made in the they were both made in the 80s, late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s. The Class 90 ran on the West Coast main line, with Mark III coaches and a driving van trailer at the back, I think. So it didn't really deviate too much from that. Sometimes they were painted in post office colours, ran mail trains. There was also a few freight ones as well. Back in the days when freight was quite a busy thing, still doing Speedlink and whatnot. The Class 91 is a bit different. Basically, well, as I say, this Class 90 has very symmetrical look about it. Both ends are the same. The Class 91's a bit different. These were made for the East Coast main line. They've never really deviated away from that as such. They hold Mark IV coaches with a DVT that sort of matches that front end profile. Bit different, but yes, they used to. They only had one powered unit, and that would be this one here. These only ran on the East Coast main line. There was plans to make this run express freight overnight, but with the cancellation of well, it wasn't so much the cancellation of Speedlink, but I think it was more the general slump in freight traffic in general, so that never happened. This, as you can see, this one has a streamlined front end and a flat rear end, or mostly flat rear end. That was just more for aerodynamics, really. That was supposed to manage 140 mile an hour. It only has ever run 125 in service. Class 90 runs 110 miles an hour, I think. Both pretty quick, but the 91 has been superseded by the Pendolinos of late and other things. 91's still kicking around, doing its thing, with the HSTs and whatnot. As I say, the 91s don't deviate too much away from the East Coast main line. They still do that as a thing. I'm not sure if there's plans to replace it soon. But anyway, to the models, the Hornby 91, the Hornby 90, was rather surprisingly good. I bought this real cheap off of someone local, because it had spare pantograph parts. These are hard to get hold of, by the way. So I bought it just on the basis of that, really. Other thing about it is it does hold. It's actually a lot smoother than I expected. It's not been too bad. Really surprisingly good for a 90s Hornby product. The 91, again, full of love. You will have seen the 91 in a video previously. It was the video was called Trans-British Express. It's on the playlist still. The 91 Hornby, also not bad, but you will probably need to add some weight to it to haul a full set of however many coaches it used to haul in real life. That was the downside to Hornby stuff. It still is a downside to Hornby stuff, I find. Adding weight, putting on, getting the train to have more traction to pull stuff. Hornby do struggle with this still, and I'm very surprised. And I tend to side with Bachmann and things like that anyway. But anyway, nevertheless, the only way you can really get these in these colours is through second-hand shops, eBay. I've got these in the Intercity colours. They're my favourites, so I always like them. They also come in that one comes in a GNER colour. I think there's probably a National Express colour, and I don't know if they've done an East Coast franchise colour yet, but these come also in the post office colours and the whatever freight ones were going. So yeah, have a look around. There's a few different versions of both. And that concludes that episode. What fun.